Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents. Got a couple of things we're going to talk about today. There are a couple of things that a lot of people are concerned about. And as we've told everybody, the one thing in the surveys that have been done that people are most concerned about is debt and how to get rid of debt. So we are going to talk about how to get rid of those debt collectors while in court. A lot of you are having debt collectors come after you, and you're feeling at a loss of how to get rid of these idiots. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to basically explain it to you like this. Let's pull up the document that we need to pull up. Man, running out of time, even though it seems I have everything. I wanna be a lonely fool. All of the women, all the expensive cars, all of the money, it doesn't amount to you. This is Drew Hill, and I love this song because without you, my life is incomplete. The song is called Incomplete, everyone. And if you've heard this song before, then you know how nice this was done by that group. Alright, what I'm looking for is my U.S. bankruptcy document, because we have to show you guys something that you should be bringing up in court. So let's do U.S., then we do B-A-N-K, and just do USBANK, and we're gonna go to this document. Just ain't living, ain't nothing at all. I can travel back in time. I pretended you were mine, even though it seems I have everything. I don't wanna be a lonely fool. All of the women, all the expensive cars, all of the money don't amount to you. I can best believe I have everything. Uh-oh, there's something wrong with my windows. It ain't opened up all the way. Cause without you, girl, my life is incomplete. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at this document. This is what you guys need to know. I didn't go actually to the site I want to show you. I mean, a part of the site I want to show you. The point that I want to bring out to you, you guys are all standing in court, and you're having these debt collectors come after you, and basically all they say is, Your Honor, they owe this, and we have a right to get this, and they blah, 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 blah. And again, you see how this was done? This person said House Joint Resolution. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to change this so that it's correct, G. Uh-oh. I hit the tab button. Okay, the Gold Repeal Act of 1933, and we're going to get rid of this emphasis added junk, because there is nothing about emphasis. Yeah. All of the women. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's what you need to understand. If they are claiming that you owe a debt, the moment you step in that courtroom, you demand to see the financials. You don't want statements. You don't want to see a single statement. If they're claiming you owe a debt, then they have to put forth the records to prove that you owe a debt. They can't just say it. And many of you guys are just letting them put evidence on the record without challenging the evidence. Anybody brings a case against you, you automatically from the very beginning demand an evidentiary hearing and say that you do not agree and you do not consent to this information being placed on the record without it being validated. Okay? Many of you guys are just letting them come in court and do foreclosures on you and sit up here and start foreclosure proceedings. The moment you receive that letter that you're in default, you should be filing a lawsuit against them, not waiting for them to sell your house at some foreclosure sale. They bring a default against you, you go to court. You file a small claims lawsuit and get a declaratory judgment. And you don't do it for the value of the so-called deed of trust. You do it on the basis that they're claiming a debt is owed. And they've not validated the account, and you've asked them to validate the account. So you get a declaratory judgment, getting an injunction against them. Ladies and gentlemen, you just filed a motion for an injunction because they haven't validated the debt. You have a right to have the debt validated. You bring up the fact, sorry, we ain't playing that. But we will play this. This is New Edition. And they're singing a song called, Is This the End? It ain't the end yet, y'all. Come on, Ralph. Let them know. Ralph Trazvan, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to pay attention to what it says. That every provision contained in or made with respects to any obligation, contract, ladies and gentlemen, that's what that means. Which purports, in other words, which claims to give rise to an obligee, the person who claims that they have a right to be paid, the right to require payment. Get rid of this out of your mind. We're not worried about gold or a particular coin or currency. We're not, well, we can hang on to a particular kind of coin or currency, but we don't want to confuse y'all. We want to focus on an amount of money measured of the United States measured thereby. Okay, because there is no currency in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. There is no money. Legal tender, that piece of junk from the Federal Reserve is not legal tender. But we're not going to go into all of that again. We've already explained that. It says it's declared to be against public policy. Okay, the courts are required to respect, acknowledge, and protect public policy. It says no such provision may be contained in or made with respects to any obligation hereafter incurred. Gold Repeal Act. No provision may be contained in. Okay, no provision. So they can't even make a contract which purports to give them the right to receive payment. So you bring up the fact that they are violating the Emergency Banking Relief Act. That's the official title. Uh-oh. Gotta get rid of that lowercase r. Don't know where he came from. That ain't right. Uh-oh. I messed up. Hey! I'm just messing everything up, ain't I, right now? Let's do this, y'all. We gonna make it all capitalized. And then we gonna get rid of the misspelling that I do. I had it right the first time. I gotta go take care of something, y'all. But for right now, we gonna just stay here with y'all and help y'all understand. Many of you guys, you just don't know because you haven't been in court before. You know, you got these individuals coming at you from every corner. First, they start off by sending you these letters. Then, after they send you these letters, you respond. And you think that you're responding correctly, saying, hey guys, I'm willing to work this out with you. But I just found out that all of this stuff is a fraud. So what I'm going to need you to do is I'm just going to need you to prove to me I owe this debt. And they're just saying, F you. And you guys, you just don't know what to say next. So you send another letter and they ignore you. And then they take the fact that they sent you these letters and they take you to court. But the thing about it, now you're afraid because you know that you're not going to win because you know the judge is going to rule against you. The judge is going to treat you like you're dirt. The judge is not going to listen to you. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge is not treating you like you're dirt. He is listening to you. You're just bringing forth the wrong arguments. Your argument should be, excuse me, Your Honor. I have a couple of questions because there's some things I don't understand about these proceedings, and the law requires that I have an understanding of what's going on. And the charges, because this is a civil matter, somebody has still brought a charge against me, a claim against me. I have a right to understand that claim. Now, according to the law, as handed down by the United States Congress, we're in a current serious emergency. And because we're in a current serious emergency, as evidenced by the Banking Relief Act of 1933, March 9th. Well, all banking activities have been suspended, and all normal business activities have been suspended. So if that's the case, how is it that they are claiming that they have a right to receive payment during this banking emergency? No, I don't want you, I just don't want you to answer just yet, because this is a two-part question. The second question is the Gold Repeal Act, introduced June 5th of 1933, says that no obligee has the right, and the word obligee means a creditor, in this instance, has a right to demand payment for a particular debt in the amount or sum of monies of the United States. It says it's against public policy. So I'm trying to figure out, how can this court allow these proceedings to go on and participate in the violation of public policy as defined by the United States Congress and handed down and made law June 5th, 1933. The judge will come up and he'll start saying words, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? That's all it's going to be. It's just words. Okay? So then you say, well, then I just need this court to rule that the Gold Repeal Act and the Emergency Banking Relief Act and the Banking Holiday and the National Serious Emergency declared by the President and Congress in 1933 is not applicable. That it has no bearing on this case. Because if you were to do so, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Hold on one second. Because if you were to do so, that means that you'll be violating public policy. And that means that you'll be violating the law, as detailed in the Federal Registry. See, the judge cannot go against the code. He doesn't have the authority. Once it's placed in the Federal Registry, it's law. Then he'll keep talking. Oh, sorry. I know I'm sounding like Columbo, but I got one more question. Where is the proof that there's a debt? Where's the validation? Aren't they supposed to be validating the debt? Well, I have a right to see proof of an actual debt. No. I know they can produce something called a contract. Well, I'm sitting up here challenging that signature. That's not my signature. I don't remember signing that contract. So I need to see the original contract. That's a copy, and copies are inadmissible in court, Your Honor. But you know that already, and you're letting them introduce a copy. See, you're going to say that I'm supposed to bring that to your attention. No, the law requires you to make sure evidence introduced into the record is acceptable as evidence according to the court rules, and you're not doing that. You're letting them bring in a copy, or you're letting them bring in hearsay, because that copy is hearsay. Your Honor, I need to see proof. No. I'm sorry. I apologize. You want to argue with me, and I'm not here to argue with you. I'm telling you I have a right to these things. Now, whatever decision you make, I'm going to appeal that decision. I just want you to know that, and I know you're thinking that that's no big deal. I do it. No, I'm letting you know when I appeal that, my appeal will be based on the fact that you violated the law this day. And I will file a lawsuit against you in your personal capacity. This is not supposed to be confrontational, but you're making this confrontational. And so I want to let you know what my determination is. So if you want to rule against me and violate the law, you do that of your own accord. And you, by doing that, accept the liability for those actions. Or you can sit up here today and rule in accord with the law and demand that they provide evidence on this record. And if they do not, then I demand that they be sanctioned for putting false and misleading evidence into the court record, which is against the law. It's a felony. You see, ladies and gentlemen, for quite a long time. Oh, by the way, if any judge, you have the right to speak in court. Doesn't matter if it's administrative. You have the right to speak. It's called equal time. If the judge opens his mouth, you have the right to open your mouth. And if the judge orders you to shut up, first, he can't do that. You say, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, Your Honor, may I have the floor? And if he says, no, you may not. Well, no, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I have the right to equal time. And so if you're going to bring up a point that is wrong, incorrect, I have an obligation as an American citizen to correct that point on the public record, because this is a public record and we must do this correctly because it's in the interest of the public, in the interest of fairness, and in the interest of the administration of justice. He understands each one of those terms. Ladies and gentlemen, most of you are going to want to sit up there and argue. I'll give you an example of wanting to sit up and argue. There was this hoe, this prostitute, this slut, this cow, this this cut, but anyway, this dyke, she decided she was going to email me at 2 separate emails that I've never given anybody permission to email me and asking me questions on, especially somebody like her. Her name is Rebecca, but I'm not going to put any other information about Rebecca because, see, Rebecca wants to get credit. She wants you guys to go to her website or give her recognition so she can be recognized. She wants attention, y'all. Well, I told Rebecca, I said, hey, I didn't give you permission to email me at this email address, and then here you are, you send me two different requests stating the exact same thing, so they're not different, at 2 different email addresses. What makes you think that was okay? I said, so please follow instructions. And I sent her the email. This cow, this slut, this cunt, this hoe, this prostitute, you know what I'm saying? Decided she wanted to email me back. Oh, she was asking me a question about SATCOM. And I've already told you guys, EEON and SATCOM are not the same company. Okay, I'm just a consultant for SATCOM. We're not the same company. She emails me back telling me, well, I just lost her business. I'm sorry. I didn't ask you for your business. Matter of fact, y'all need to go back and take a look. I ain't asked none of y'all for nothing. I just want everybody to make sure they understand. I ain't asked nobody for nothing. I'm not out here trying to rob you. I'm not out here trying to put my hand in your pocket and take your last penny, your last dime. I'm not here to do anything. All I'm doing is sharing information. She says that the information I'm sharing is confusing. Ladies and gentlemen, she says that it's confusing because of me. Really? Then I think she can take her little slutty self and go to another site. That's right, I called her a slut, a hoe, a cunt, a prostitute, a biatch, you know what I'm saying? Okay? Well, she called me an a-hole. Okay, and her a-hole wasn't my a-hole. Her a-hole was a A-double-S hole. And she said that I was smoking so much blow. Okay, that's what I spend my days doing. 9 days a week I do this, ladies and gentlemen. Not 7, not 8, 9 days a week. This is all I do, is help other people. And this slut, this hoe, this prostitute, this B.I. Sorry, this is a family show. I apologize. She was trying to get to me. So this is my letting her know she got my attention. And so I held it back for 24 hours, ladies and gentlemen. God, I held it back for 24 hours, but it was just so much to take from some dyke. That's right, I said it. And if people want to get upset because I called her all those words, knock yourself out. Because it ain't got nothing to do with you. If you want to take exception, if you want to go to somebody else's site from now on, you go right ahead. You go on. People, run to another site. Go listen to somebody else's video and see if they're talking about any of this or if they're even explaining it to you in a way to which you might receive some redress. They said, oh God, you're getting upset. I'm not getting upset. I'm so sick and tired of you YouTube people. Those of you who are so selfish and so single-minded and so thinking you're the most precious piece on the planet. I'm so sick and tired of you thinking that you're the privileged. So society takes advantage of you. And then you want to come to my channel and take it out on me? Uh-oh. I was about to play something, and y'all need to understand that wasn't going to be played on this channel. No, it's nothing bad. It's just this channel and what I was about to play don't go hand in hand. That's for a different channel. Okay? That's copywritten material, and I definitely don't have the right to play that on this channel. So that's why I said, uh-oh, I had to go past that, okay? The two channels, especially after I started talking about Rebecca, I don't have the right to do that. This is my girl, Jennifer Hudson, and she's singing a song that got me through at least 2 years of vacation. And she's singing, Love Me or Let Me Leave. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you, this information is very important to. I decided this morning to keep it coming, give you guys information on how you can get rid of these stupid debt collectors in court, how you can just shut them down. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gold Repeal Act has not been repealed. The Emergency Banking Relief Act has not been repealed. You keep hearing things about HJR 192 has been repealed. Well, it's not HJR 192, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to focus on. It's the Gold Repeal Act. It's not a resolution. It's the actual act that you need to focus on. That's what has not been repealed. Okay? Let me leave. That's my girl. Love me or leave me. Let me leave. That's my girl. Wait, hold on. I gotta say this. Not all of her songs. Some of her songs are just complete bullshit. Shizneck. Okay? Sorry. Jennifer, I like you. You're a good singer. But your music selection and whoever's selecting that music for you, they don't want you to become who you can become. Okay? She's got a very nice voice, but they're having her do songs that ain't got nothing to do with her voice. Jennifer, stop letting them do that to you. Okay, go back to your roots. Go back to singing the songs and in the manner for which you got to where you are. And that's to all of you other singers and all you other rappers and all you other artists out there. Quit giving away the farm. And that goes to all of you too. You know what the problem with people is today? You guys are all sellouts. No, I said people. Not all of you are people. The people I'm talking about right now are the people who have no sense of morals, no sense of dedication. Now, am I saying that about Jennifer Hudson and the artists and the rappers? No, I'm not saying that because not all of them are like that. But I will say that many of them have sold something to get to where they are, and they've compromised. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot compromise integrity. That actually kills the whole definition of integrity, to compromise. Ladies and gentlemen, don't compromise. You don't have to be stubborn like me, okay? Because stubbornness comes at a price. Stubbornness comes at a price. Standing your ground comes at a price. The only problem is there are a lot of people out there who stand their ground and they end up dead and buried underneath that ground for which they stood on. Why? Because they didn't know when to simply let go. Tell them, Jennifer. They simply didn't know when to just simply let it go. And she's trying, everybody. She's trying to work it out. See, that's Jennifer. This is Jennifer singing. But she doesn't do that on all of her songs. And so she doesn't sell. She doesn't have to worry about getting the pop culture. Jennifer just has to go back to her roots. And she'll end up being a legend. I'm just saying. is all. My opinion. And I would like to say that I have not a right, but the right to my opinion. Okay? Now, the Jones girls are going to be singing about how they love that man. Okay? And this is just one of those songs that, hey, they can sing. Alright? Let's get back to this court thing. Some of you are intimidated by standing up in front of a judge because you see that black little robe, you see that big huge pedestal that he stands on, that podium that he's on, and he sits there and he rules over you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's designed to intimidate. That's why he wears black. It has been a known fact throughout the centuries that black is a symbol of intimidation. Not just a symbol of darkness, but a symbol of intimidation. That's why the first thing they say about a black man is, he threatened me. Well, how did he threaten you? He looked at me. Okay. Black is a symbol of intimidation. That's why they wear black robes. If they were really there for justice, if they were really there for righteousness, then they'd be wearing white. But of course, they could never wear white because the god they serve is called the goddess Justice, Artemisia. Or Artemis. Diana, Lady Diana. That's the god that they serve. We've already done videos on that showing you that that's their motto. You guys know their motto, right? The Department of Justice motto? Let's see if we can pull that up. Yeah, we'll do this one. My internet is slow, so I'm going to have to put y'all on pause for a second, okay? Uh-oh. The Department of Justice motto is "He who serves the goddess Justice," or Justicia. Okay, so we're going to just walk this together. Because they serve the goddess Justice, and that's all they do. Many of you guys don't understand what type of arena you're in. You all have believed that the flag in the court is a maritime flag. Well, if you do the research on the flag, and if you go back to the videos where I talked about that flag, it says the president, according to the Attorney General of 1920, Woodrow Wilson, said the president instituted that flag under his position of Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces. They admit that it's a quote-unquote military flag with the gold trim. Now many of you are taking the words and you're running into court and saying this stuff, and they can tell you don't know what you're talking about. You know what they can tell? Pay attention. It says who prosecutes on behalf of justice. No, or the Lady Justice. It stands for he who serves the Lady Justice. Lady Diana. Artemisia. Okay? They worship a false god, ladies and gentlemen. But see, here's the problem. You're going to go to all these other websites and you're going to just listen. Okay? See? Dominia. Dominia Justice. Justice dominates. Okay? It says, in other words, the seal asserts that the Attorney General prosecutes on behalf of justice. Excuse me. Lady Justice. Okay? We've already shown you pictures of justice. Okay? See? Justicia. Okay? Domina. Okay? So, now you know. That's the motto for the Department of Justice. It appears on the Department of Justice seal. You think that they chose that seal for just some other reason? This is Tevin Campbell. He's just asking if you can just ask him to. Okay? And I promise you, who prosecutes on behalf of justice. This is not the original definition. You see right here, there's somebody giving this in 2012. Okay? I promise you, I'm not concerned about 2012. Okay? Because, pay attention, this is an old motto. Okay? He who prosecutes on behalf of justice. Or it says, let's see what it says again. Who prosecutes. It doesn't put the he in there because originally it said he. And if you notice, go back in time, there were no female prosecutors. Ladies and gentlemen, go back in time. Time, excuse me. I spelled motto wrong. I'm sorry, Justice. See? You see, they say it's on the seal. There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? This is on the Department of Justice seal. Lady Diana is what they say they are prosecuting on behalf of a false pagan god. A false pagan god. Okay. So, when you're in court, the rule is you must understand where you are. You must understand in what arena you stand. Most of you stand in that arena and you see that person wearing black and he's sitting up there trying to look menacing, and some of them look like they're just going through a routine. Well, for the most part, it is a routine. It's a routine until you say, excuse me, I have a question. I don't understand exactly what type of courtroom this is. Wait, I just have a couple of questions. They're not complicated questions. They're, for the most part, they're not even legal questions, but this is Chubb Rock, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Chubb Rock. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you say to the judge, I've been sitting here and listening to all of these cases, and not one time did you let the people know that this proceeding was taking place under national emergency, and that somehow some of their rights were not recognized here in this room. And I just don't know how you do that. Wait, hold on. I'm not finished. Give me a moment, because I'm trying to understand this. I'm hearing people come in here and claim that people have a debt, and yet the Gold Repeal Act of June 5th, 1933 has made all claims of debts. It's suspended it. It's made them against public policy, and you, as a judicial officer, are here to support public policy. And then finally, because of the serious national emergency that is still extant, which means it's still existing, how can you have these hearings without anybody bringing forth proof that the debt exists and that they're not claiming that they are due money in amount that is measured by the United States or in any particular type of coin or currency? Because if they are, they're violating public policy, and if you are permitting that to happen, that means that you are a individual who are conspiring against the interests of the United States and the American public. I don't understand how you can do it. Can you please explain that to me? Oh, wait, no, I'm not saying this to get you upset or anything. I'm sorry. Nothing I said should have caused you to be upset. All I'm asking for is a little clarification as to the arena and the jurisdiction of this body. This is our girl, Nita Baker, and she's singing Just Because. Your Honor, all I'm looking for is just a better understanding. You know, because see, I continue to see the courts pummel on people such as myself. But I'm finding out that they don't have the right to do that. It's not their fault, it's our fault, because we're supposed to be asking these questions. We're supposed to be finding out what jurisdiction this is. We're supposed to be having you explain not that you have jurisdiction. Oh, no, we don't care whether or not you have it, but we have a right to know what jurisdiction you're operating under. The emergency announced by Congress and the President in 1933 was under the Trading with the Enemies Act. Yeah, the amendment that the Emergency Banking Relief Act went ahead and introduced. So, since the emergency was declared under military jurisdiction, I have the right to have this body explain the jurisdiction of this court. Again, I don't want to know that it has jurisdiction. I want to know exactly what the jurisdiction is. Okay? I don't want to know subject matter. I don't want to know in rem. I don't want to know that type of jurisdiction. I want to know under what authority are you operating, because you cannot say the Constitution, because apparently, even though they didn't have the right to do so, they suspended the Constitution. Okay, there's just so many things that's wrong here. I need to find out what's going on. Well, wait, are you saying that you are operating under the Constitution? Oh, God. Your Honor, that creates even a greater dilemma. Because if you're operating under the Constitution, how come you're listed with Dun & Bradstreet and Manta as being a corporation? Registered under your clerk of the court's office. And under the United States office, the office of, sorry, I messed that up. United States office, oh God, AOU, Administrative Office of the United States Courts. Listen under the AOU, the Administrative Office of the United States Courts, out of Washington, D.C. And here in this state, under the Administrative Office of the Court. That somehow, through the Judicial Council, an administrative body. You see, according to the record, you're an administrative body because you're operating under the administrative jurisdiction of the President for enacting that administrative order. That administrative order, which was invalid on its face because the President was not acting in his civilian capacity but his military capacity, and could not enact military courts that presided over any case involving the American citizen. I'm an American citizen. So I need to know under what jurisdiction this body is acting. I believe you're acting under the administrative provisions of the President of 1933 and the administrative provision of the Congress of 1933 and the Gold Repeal Act and the National Emergency. If I am correct, that makes this an illegal venue because I'm an American citizen. The military can only protect and defend against foreign invasion. I'm not a foreigner. I am an American citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. Don't want to be a U.S. citizen. Okay, U.S. citizens fall under your military jurisdiction. I am an American citizen, born and bred here in America. That's right, in America. Okay, power to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you are going to really get what I just said. And those of you who have been doing this for a while, man, you're going to be putting together motions and everything. That's what this is for. Those are the people I'm here to help. The rest of you who don't know anything about what I was just talking about, hey, then you got some research to do. Because as I just showed you, everything I bring up I can prove. I had no idea. Remember, I couldn't even remember what it was called. I just put in Department of Justice motto. I had no idea what I was going to find on Google. But there you go. Okay? He who acts on behalf of Lady Justice is what it translates to. Okay? I am so glad that you all understand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bloodstone, and they're singing Just Don't Wanna Be Lonely. And what they say? Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da-da. We're going to let all of you get back to your day. Thank you for allowing me to explain this. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. Goodbye.